Hey everybody, and welcome back to Live Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz, Jack Later, still Lake Jackson, and I apologize, I've been sick, so there was no last Friday video. That's on me, I've had this laid out. This is going to be great. I found this stuff at a local British shop here. They do British imports, and as an Anglophile myself, I love everything British, so I grabbed as much stuff as I can. But I've heard it on shows. We're going to try some chicken chasseur. We're going to change it up a little bit here because of oven situation. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome is what it is. Just the ingredients and stuff are already just perfect. So before we get into it, be sure to like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, ring the little notification thing down in the corner, get in, or this one, I think it's on this side. Either way, ring that little bell to get notification when we do these on Tuesdays, Fridays, or as close as we can. I apologize, y'all. There's also a link for our merch down in the doobly-doo, where we got our fake hands and spatulas and flippers and spoons and our apron and all kind of cool stuff. We're a small business, we appreciate it. Let's get into the food. It's going to take a little while, so let's get into the food. I'm hungry. All right, this isn't a lot of stuff. First things first, you need some chicken. It says portion per person, or at least 4 portions. Lucked out, got these cheap. You're going to need some white mushrooms. Said for 2 medium onions and some tomato paste or puree. I couldn't find puree that was small. 2 cups of water, a little bit of cooking oil because you got to fry this stuff. And then you need to find this packet for the chicken chasseur. I got this at an import thing. You can probably find it online, super cheap. Whatever, and you're going to need a crock pot or an oven, because I don't know how to set a gas mark over here. First things first, you need to wash your mushrooms and skin your onions. I'm sorry for the focus getting pulled here. Wow, that made my eyes cross a little bit. All right, so onions, it just says slice them. Now, generally, you slice them, put rings, or you can take them, if you got smaller people or you want smaller portions, just take and cut it and like half slice it here. Just doing this half, and it'll give you smaller pieces where you don't have to worry about it, okay? More traditionally, you're going to use the, make basically rings. This is how you make onion rings. Take it, grab it by the heavy side, cut this thin side, whoop, and then it's just come out as rings, okay? These are great. I enjoy these. Now, it did say 2 medium onions. I didn't think that it meant Texas onions because these are relatively small for the ones I usually get. So just go ahead and slice both of those onions, and then your mushrooms, you're going to do the exact same thing. Just give them a quick slice, put them, stem up, just slice them across, just do them once, leave that nice mushroom shape that everybody knows about. And then your chicken. Now, mine came pre-sliced for some reason. I didn't realize that it just said, breast pieces. But I'm going to go ahead and cube these down. They were sliced lengthways, so I'm going to go ahead and cut them the opposite direction, make small cubes, small chunks out of it. Got to get you a nice sharp knife. Shout out to Andy. Hey, if you're listening, dude, I need to get these sharpened a little bit. Now, get you a decent sized thing, because this is going to take a lot of onions in here, okay? Put it on medium high. Put you about 2 tablespoons worth of oil in there and let it get hot, okay? So what you're going to do first is you cook your onions, and then you're going to add your chicken and cook that down. Then we're going to add it all to the crock pot later, okay? So go ahead and break these onion down. So you put them in here. Just pick the rings and pop them loose from each other. Now, don't worry about getting it all right now, because when you get the wooden spoon and you stir them, you can kind of break those apart. Like I said, doesn't look like enough, but once you start layering it up, putting them on top of each other, it gets to be a lot of onions. So you're going to keep cooking these here. You can hear there. You can hear where it started to sizzle on the bottom is what you want. If it's popping or it's getting too high, go ahead and turn the heat down. But you want to cook these till they start to wilt, and then you're going to add your chicken in here, okay? Just when the onion just starts to wilt, you don't want to overcook it. You're going to cook it for a couple hours later. So when you go ahead and get in here, put the meat on the metal, as we say, just the proverbial meat down there. Push it down to where it cooks, then just sit on top of the onions and let them caramelize. So you're going to cook it until there's no more pink, so it just starts to brown a little bit on the edges. So push it down in there, make sure everything's broke up, and keep cooking it. All right, you don't have to stir it constantly, but you want to give it a good stir so it's not just one piece sitting there or the one side sitting there. So see, I'm flipping through here. You got this one piece, it's got this pink, it's just been sliding around cooking the one side. Flip it over. So while you're doing that, we're going to mix up our sauce over here. So we're going to get 2 cups of water, put them in a mixing bowl. All right, and then tablespoon, and they said 2 tablespoons. So it's not going to be level, and I don't have my measuring spoon for a tablespoon, so I got to get a new one of those. But I got a regular spoon and did it. And then add your Chasseur mix from your British import place, if you're here in the States, or wherever you can find it, and get it all out of the packet. Make sure it gets in there. And then you're going to, don't use your spoon, use a whisk. Whisk works so much better than doing this. Just beat every living monkey out of it, make sure it gets nice and blended. It smells great, it tastes all right. So make sure that's getting blended and just set it aside, okay? Now that your meat's in here, your onions are cooking down. They're nice and wilted and cooked all the way through, shiny from one side to the other, and your meat doesn't have any brown left. Go ahead and kill the heat. and then set this aside, right? You don't want it to just keep cooking while you're sitting here. So get your crock pot. You're going to add your mushrooms in there first. I don't know why, because I stir it later, but because they're not cooked as much as everything else. Then add your chicken and onions. Don't worry about straining, draining, or any of that kind of stuff. Just go ahead and put it right in there. Just scrape it all in there. There was another couple seconds of me scraping, but I took it out because I know it bothers Jack. Then get your Chasseur mix, your sauce here. Coat the entire thing. Give it a little toss, and then we're going to put it in our crock pot. Whoop, my fries are done. So, so get this in here. Give it a little stir. Make sure everything's coated with that stuff. Now, don't worry about it. I was worried that it was going to be too dry, that there wasn't enough of the sauce stuff. But as it cooks down, it gets a nice coat on it. So it's exactly what you want. So put it in your crock pot here. Cover it, put it on high for 2 hours. Now you can do this in the oven, do the last of it. Make sure that your crock pot's plugged in. I learned that the hard way. Cover it high for 2 hours and you're set. We're going to check it at the hour. You can put this in the oven and do it for 167 Celsius, whatever the hell that is. I only understand freedom units. My oven's busted, so I'm just using the crock pot. So we're just going to put it in here on high for 2 hours. See how it is when you stir it in here. It's starting to fit and smell amazing. Now, here you go. I was going to give you a close-up handheld shot where the crock pot's just sliding all over my oven, or all over my stovetop. But it's starting to just break down. It smells great. You can put this next to just about anything, man. I was thinking about putting it on some rice or something. But after your 2 hours, go ahead and kill it. And let me show you what this looks like. 2 hours, bam, done. Now, it doesn't have the roasted part that you'd get from like being in an oven where it just browns the top of it or whatever, but because we're in here, we're starting cooking, it gets all the flavor, it all feels fresh, and you don't have that brown, crunchy bits that are halfway through it. Put this one next to bread, just straight in a bowl. This is amazing. Apparently, it holds up for food prep really well as long as you keep it in a container. It is chicken, so keep it in a container and keep it in the I'm about to say air-conditioned box, refrigerator, and put it in there and it'll keep good. I'd like to do this again. Now, again, it was very British, so my American palate said add salt. I added a little bit of oregano, way too much British stuff, in there just to add a little bit more flavor, but it is amazing flavors to put on this stuff, especially if you're trying to lose weight, eat healthy, or whatever. This is the way to get it done. Got to try this one. Let me know what you. And there you have it, folks. Chicken chasseur in a crock pot in a very few hours. So that's very cool. I want to try more of this British stuff, so I'm going to keep going back to that British stuff. What was it called? Give me this card. The Goodwoods British Market down the road. Just some shameless plugs for those guys. They had some really cool stuff. I had some blood pudding and stuff. I want to try that out, and some other stuff. So it's going to be very cool. If you do this or you do it differently, you call it something else, let me know. Put it down in the comments. That's what they're there for. You can also find us on social media. You can find me over there. Facebook, Pinterest, Patreon. We can find all those at Live Between Paychecks Kitchen. Tell us how wrong we are there or what to try next time. You can also find us on Instagram, Live in Between, and to shorten it down over there. You can find me, Oswald Nerdy, on all of those, including TikTok, where I'm doing some fun little stuff, and Twitter for now. I mean, I'm just talking food and nerd stuff over there, but, you know, not just shouting into the void anymore. But that's the thing. And I'll see y'all next time. Y'all be safe. Y'all be good. Again, I'll see y'all next time.